Hello, and welcome back to our Tip Tuesday. Thank you so much for tuning in on another live tip to get you up, get you moving, get you started. So today I'm going to have like a three-part series because I've developed these six reasons why you are struggling with dry hair and how you can definitely overcome that. So stay to the end, and I'm going to give you how you can do that. But in order to get the benefit out of these three series that I'm going to show to you, you definitely have to be present if you want to ask questions on Caron. How can I get over the hump and get moisture in my hair? Because I'm dealing with this dryness, girl. Don't worry, stay tuned because it's going to start right now. So, one of the reasons why we are struggling with dry hair is because some of us, being naturals, we lack the understanding and the knowledge. We tend to, again, go to YouTube to help us sort through the unknown certainty so that we can possibly get a non-drying hair and increase our moisture retention. But this also comes back to a failed approach. Please don't do that. Because if we keep doing that, we just keep mimicking and imitating hair practices, our hair regimens, and hair products. And people hairs are different. Okay, so you need to get to know, understand a regimen that is specifically for you. So when you do that, you no longer feel like you're lost or even lack the understanding when it comes to knowing what your hair needs. Because one of the things I always stress is know your hair profile. Understand your own hair makeup. Understand the basic of hair's characteristics. Okay. So one of the things I want you to get familiar is embed this right now in your head is hair profile, your curl print, and what it's made of. I'm going to give you some ideas. Understand your hair type. Some say hair type is not important. I say knowing your hair type is. Okay, knowing your hair texture is, meaning are your hair is wavy to tightly coiled. Where do you fall into that? Are you a 3 type or your 4 type? Understand that. Understand your porosity, knowing how your hair retains moisture, okay? And understand how to keep that moisture in to sustain the moisture retention of your hair. Also, I want you to look at when it comes to porosity, because there are things that can change your porosity. Either you're born genetically with a certain porosity, okay, whether it's low porosity or high porosity. But if you are experiencing more dryness than usual, look into these type of behaviors. Is it from a chemical processing? Is it from environmental exposure? Or is it from mechanical handling, like how you're combing your hair, brushing your hair, detangling hair? Those things can change and affect your porosity over time. But when you notice a change within your porosity, you will know what to do in order to correct that. So understand your own hair profile, your curl print, and knowing what to do in order to improve on moisture retention. So try not to get in the habit of following others, okay? I always stress that. Get in the habit of knowing your own hair. Study your own hair. I know there's lots of information out there, and sometimes information is very, very helpful. And then there are other times when we are not sure what to do with the information because we tend to miss steps. We may try these type of steps that work for someone, and then we go ahead and we do it on our own hair, then we fall short. Or we just don't know what else is out there. So we keep on searching, we keep on trying, we keep on testing. And it's okay to do that. It's called a hair journey. But when you do get something that possibly worked for you, try to stick with it. And if you need help refining it, that's where you need a further investigation, a further help in order to up your scale in your hair care journey. Okay, so try not to closely imitate, mimic others' regimen, other hair products that they use, and other hair care practices. Again, get to know your own characteristic of your hair, because that is where we fall short when it's knowing how to properly no longer deal with the continuation of dryness of our hair so you can up your moisture retention. The next thing I want you to look at is, look at, are you using too much protein? You ladies have heard of protein, right? Some feel that I need protein, protein, protein all the time. First of all, your hair is made up of protein, okay? So you do not need protein in every product. Are you using too much protein in every product? And that could be one of the reasons why your hair may feel dry or, God forbid, leading to breakage. So look at the products that you are using. Do all of them across the board contain lots of protein? Because that could be one of the reasons why you are experiencing dryness. And if you do, at least stick with one product with the protein. Like, for example, a deep conditioner. If you have low porosity hair, you do not need to always have products with high concentration of protein in it. Okay, if you feel like your hair is dry and you feel like, oh my God, I need protein, for my hair, you don't necessarily need that, because as a curly girl with a low porosity, having a high concentration of protein doesn't make sense. Okay, what you need to focus on is getting the moisture in your tight cuticles. And how you can do that, one tip I can suggest for you, and I'm sure you probably noticed this, and if you don't, I'm going to remind you, you can do steaming. Lift those cuticles up. Try to get the moisture in your hair, especially if you are doing maybe like a pre-poo, or if you're doing some kind of deep conditioning, if you like, okay? But try not to rely heavily on proteins, especially if you're a low porosity girl. You need to focus on more moisture and a balance of protein, okay? And if you have high porosity, definitely get products that have like hydrolyzed protein that can actually fill in those gaps along your hair strand. You know what I mean? And also create like your sealing method to lock the moisture in afterwards. Number two, the next thing that I noticed, that when it comes to the reasons why we struggle with dry hair, is that we feel like it's too much work. We feel like going natural is too hard, and therefore we lack the interest. We pretty much get lazy. But break that notion, because natural hair, yes, it does seem demanding, because it does require little extra steps in order to meet a specific need with our hair. But I want you to question yourself. Why did you go natural in the first reason? Was it because it was an impulsive decision because everybody else is going natural? Or was it a personal, I made up my mind because I want to learn how to rock my own hair with confidence. I see other women are doing it, and I also want to do that because I want to learn how to love my hair. Or I love my hair, but I just need to know what I can do in order to reach this type of interest, like whether it be moisture retention, whether it be, growing your hair, or whether it be creating a certain look. Question yourself, why did you grow natural? Because when you go back to the why, you will no longer feel too lazy, and you no longer complain that, natural hair is too time consuming or is too much work. Go back to your why, because when you do that, then it's going to give you the confidence, it's going to give you the interest to want to really study your own hair. Okay? Study your own hair to gain the knowledge, understanding, so you can have your own hair care regimen that works. Okay? I always stress hair regimen, because once you know your hair regimen, everything else will come into play. I promise you that. Everything else will come into play. Okay, I see a comment coming in. Okay, hey, sweetie. Hey, okay. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for joining in. Give me a like, give me a heart, give me a thumbs up, okay? I'm doing this live. I'm not reciting anything. It's just coming to what I discover, the 6 reasons why we're struggling with natural hair. Again, this is only part 1. Part 2 and 3 is going to come up, so stay tuned for that, okay? Also, if you feel that natural hair is too much work for you, maybe you need to consider hairstyles that you can manage much easier. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're going to be constantly wearing braids, wigs, weaves, or extensions that match your hair type or similar thereof, know the cost of what you are putting your hair to. Make sure you have money to keep up with it. If you're not doing it yourself, make sure you have money to do it, okay? That means going to the hair salon, okay? So question your why, and if doing your own natural hair is too much work, then consider hairstyles that you can rock on the day-to-day basis. But remember, that does not take away from you being natural. That's just something that you find simple and that works for you, okay? So do that. Another thing is, along with styles, no matter what style that you wear, always keep your hair cared underneath. Okay? Protect your hair, meaning carrying your hair underneath. No matter what style you're wearing, always make sure that you protect your hair underneath. So again, you don't sacrifice the consequences of the detrimental effects, whether it's breakage or more dryness or traction alopecia, for example, that can get worse over time and thinning over worse. So make sure you reevaluate your hair and don't wear your hair too much long in a certain style. When you take it out, don't immediately go back and put it back in. Give your hair a break. Maybe like, I know I'm going to push it for those, but give your hair a break from the protective styles, for example, maybe like at least a month. Give your hair a break so you can pay more attention to definitely cleansing your hair, conditioning your entire head, okay? Or create like a low maintenance style if once you do take out your protective hairstyles that you choose to wear. But there's nothing wrong wearing them, okay? So I hope this makes sense for you ladies. If it does, let me know. If this makes sense for you, if you have any comments that you want to put down below, let me know. We can get this conversation started. But I just want you just to think of what the two struggles that I found so far are lack of understanding and knowledge, and you feel like it's too much work, it's just too much time, and therefore you lose interest because we just get lazy. And then we wonder why we're having the problems that we do with our hair. It's our own behavior, it's our own mindset, it's our own push to really want to do better within our hair care journey. It doesn't matter what type of hair you have. You can have the coilest coiled hair. Your hair can be the bomb too. It's just knowing and understanding your specific hair needs. That's all it is. I keep it so simple for you ladies. Knowing your own specific hair needs, knowing your own curl prints, knowing your own hair profile, knowing your hair regimen. If you need more style, you know what products to use for style. If you need more moisture, a balance of moisture and protein, you know when to do, when not to do, and how to do it. Okay? Not everything is always moisture, because you could have too much moisture too, and that can become a problem. So what I'm trying to say is create a balance. Create a balance. Do not imitate and mimic other regimens, hair practices, or product use. Understand your own curl prints and your hair profile to create a customized regimen that works for you. Queen? Okay, so thank you so much for joining me on Tip Tuesday. I'm glad to be back. I'm so glad to be back giving you helpful tips within your hair care journey. But just remember, tips are like Band-Aid. You need to know the whole picture, the whole approach, the customization to target your specific needs. Now, I am opening up my advanced group membership. I have done this last year and I'm bringing it back, okay? This group membership is a monthly subscription for women who are serious to up their A game on how to overcome the struggles and the uncertainties in her hair care journey. Getting the help, getting the applied strategies, getting the resources and the guided lessons and the specification to cater to her own individual need and not imitating someone else, okay? Knowing what to identify and how to correct it. If that is you, I'm going to put the link in the post above or in the comment section below. And go ahead, and I want to see you in there so you can up your A game If this is you, you're questioning where you are in your journey and you feel like you just want to give up or you just need a more boost in order to perfect what you are lacking, that is why I created the advanced group membership separate from Keeping It Natural Hair group for women who are looking for a group like this. If you're not getting this in other groups, then why are you in a group? Are you in a group to support each other, which is great? Or are you in a group to find the help and the catered resources specifically for your individual need? I've created that group. I've created a private group set aside for women who are looking for like this. Number is not a factor for me. Helping and serving those is. So thank you so much for tuning in live on Tip Tuesday, coming to you every week. So remember these 2 tips that I want you to look into it. The lack of knowledge and understanding when it comes to dryness of hair that you're struggling with, or you feel like it's too much time and too much work. And your why. Why did you go natural in the first place? And if you did go natural, you feel like it's too much work, create a simple hairstyle, like maybe a protective hairstyle, care for your hair underneath, give a break between those hairstyles so you can still express your love for natural hair. And there's nothing wrong doing that. Okay? So thank you for joining in. This is Carol Maxinu, your natural hair consultant, hair loss consultant, sorry, hair loss practitioner, and author, coming to you every week on Tip Tuesday. So come back next week for part 2 of 6 reasons you're probably struggling with dry hair. And I'll see you then. Goodbye. Mwah.